What up, Taco Guru? Better late than never. We're gonna get into this TNA Impact Zone post-show review. A lot of stuff happened. Hope you watched it. And stick around. I got some big channel news coming up to you. Let's go. What is going on tonight? How's everybody feeling? My name is Jesse, a.k.a. not playing that song because they want to get paid for it. Not doing that. Your very own one and only Chitown Smark. What is up with everybody out here tonight? Woo! Everybody is packed on in. Calm down. No pushing, no shoving. We don't need any kind of chaos. We don't need anyone getting trampled. Everybody relax. Plenty of room for all of you. I am so sorry about the schedules being all messed up, way off. I know the weather is halfway decent out here. At least it is out here in the Midwest, man. We got about 60 degrees right about now, man. And there was just no telling when I was going to upload. I'm 2 days off schedule. I wanted to go last night. Then another family issue came up. And I didn't want to go in there and make another unfulfilled promise. So I just told myself I'm going to get out here, do it, upload it, and whoever shows. It's my own fault. Well, it's not my fault, but, I mean, what can I do, man? I'm father and husband stuff comes up first, man. So what can you do? Oh, man, it's crappy out there in the NYC, bro. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. It is gorgeous outside. I'm looking at 60 degrees, bright, sunny. Not a drop of rain. The pizza's good here. Sucks to be the NYC. But nonetheless, I digress. We got a show to get into, and I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to go with it because I know everyone, when they get a chance on their Saturday evenings or maybe even their Sunday mornings, I'm sure they'll have the time, kick back, sit back, pull out their devices and go, oh, shit, Jesse went live. Didn't know he was going to go live. I know. It's a me thing. If you missed it, don't worry. It's on me. I was unable to get it out when I wanted to. But nonetheless, man, I'm going to do it. But before we get into the show, man, let's get into this. I will be covering Collision going forward. I will cover Collision every Saturday night. Bad news is I'm no longer covering Rampage. That is a complete, absolute waste of time. Your time, my time, and I feel like the time of everybody else out there sitting there through that show. It's a complete waste of time. So that's going to be the program change. I will be covering Collision. We're going to do a live post show every Saturday night. I cannot believe I'm committing to that shit, man. I legit cannot believe I'm committing to every Saturday night sitting down and watching AEW. Wow. Such is my passion for the business, bruh. But that's not it. That's not it. I have some more news for the channel. All right. Um, there's some more changes coming, and it's a big one. It is a big one. I have been a little tight-lipped about this one for a while because I wanted it to be done. I wanted it to be done correctly, and I wanted it to be presentable. My whole thing is, I am accepting money from you guys. I'm accepting super chats. I'm accepting donations. I'm accepting memberships, super stickers, all that stuff. That money just doesn't just go into my pocket, then I go out and party. We know I'm not partying on Saturday nights now because I'm right here with you guys. But I'm putting that money back into the stream, and you guys are going to see a major, major upgrade to the channel starting tonight. Tonight for the Collision post-show review. We're moving. We are moving. As you can see, I eradicated everything behind me for right now. We're just going to go bare bones, and we're going to do this show. But tonight, you guys will be joining me at Smark Towers. Tonight, we will be live from downtown Chicago in the penthouse, Smark Tower condo. You were invited to witness the reveal of our absolutely fantastic new venue. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. Only a handful of people have seen it. When I say handful, 2. JD has seen it. He is a fan. He is a fan of it. So am I. I thought it was done well done. I got some help from a professional, an absolute professional. Let me tell you guys this. I got the help of a Hollywood graphic designer. True story. Someone who has worked on probably some of the finer television shows and or movies that you may have seen. And I cannot wait to unveil it. I think you guys are going to love it. I'm so giddy about it. Like, I'm one click away. I can click right here and reveal it right now. But I don't want to. I'm not going to. Oh, I feel like I did this to myself. Now I'm excited. Now I want to unveil it. We'll do it tonight. That's why I didn't want to say anything about it too far in advance, knowing I was a couple of weeks away. Because then I would be sitting like a kid on Christmas wanting to open its own presents, man. We're going to do it later tonight. Again, if you're just joining, tonight we will be covering Collision for a live post-show review, and that will be happening going forward. We'll be covering Collision live every Saturday night. And also tonight is the debut and the reveal of our new studio, downtown Chicago, penthouse, overlooking Lakeshore Drive. I'll just leave you with that one. Oh, I can't wait. Man. Let's get into Thursday's show. Woo! Man, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Also, if you have not, because I just posted it not that long ago, an hour maybe or so. your boy is officially on Instagram. So if you have not noticed, I posted about it, and I see a couple of you have followed. But my Instagram channel is live right now at The Real Chitown Smark. Yes, there is some asshole out there who decided to take my name after I started my YouTube channel and start an Instagram account with it. But nonetheless, I am The Real Chitown Smark. And I am finally on Instagram. But more on that later tonight. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I did it. I didn't want to do it, but I thought it was, pardon the term, best for business. Definitely best for business. I still don't have a Facebook account. I can still hang my hat on that one. When I started my Twitter account, before I became a public figure, I didn't want Twitter either. I didn't want Twitter. I didn't want Facebook. I didn't want none of that stuff. And I decided to get on Twitter because there was just stuff happening in the wrestling community that I wanted to see and be a part of. And I felt so dirty. Starting it, man. I was like hiding in a corner somewhere, like creating the account, hoping nobody noticed. Not too many of my like real life friends even know what it is. I don't even like real life intertwining with Twitter, to be honest. But I had to start one, and I did. And I stayed away from everything else until right now. Now I'm on IG. Your boy is on IG at The Real Chitown Smark. That's enough of the stalling. I wanted to give people time to get the notifications and run home and turn on their devices and get their popcorn ready to check out the stream. So here we go. Let's get into it. All right. Oh, wait, before we do, follow me on Twitter. You guys already know that. Most of you are already aware of that one. Follow me on Instagram. Just covered that. Get your super chats in if you would like. They are open, and we will cover them at the end of the show so we can kind of keep the flow going. Taco Crew members, I have not forgotten about you. You're getting exclusive content. You guys are going to get some exclusive content, and it will be maybe a little unorthodox in the sense of it may or may not pertain to wrestling. It may or may not pertain to what's going on currently in the world. But the thing is, it'll be exclusive to you guys. All right? Who knows who might show up in the private channel streams? Who knows what might happen? One of those things you have to become a Taco Crew member to enjoy. But starting in March, this is March. Starting in March, every month, there will be at least one exclusive upload to the Taco Crew family. So this is the best time more than ever to join the channel and become a Taco Crew member. Good. My wife is here. Babe, do me a favor. I need you to put something in the chat to tell people that I will be covering Collision tonight, live in a post-show review, and I will pin it to the top, please. All right. That being said, man, how about we get on into it? All right. That should be low. So tonight's show, guys, was probably one of the better shows. I mean, as far as just one of the pre-recorded shows I've seen in a while from TNA. And it's a little shocking to me because I was waiting for like the sky to fall because of Scott being gone. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. You know that the talent is bummed out about it. The creative direction probably already took a turn. Who knows what creative direction that Scott may have had mapped out for the shows immediately after No Surrender. Who knows who was supposed to get a push and all that other stuff. And that was kind of the stuff I was worried about going into this set of tapings, man, because it's just one of those, you don't know. You don't know. Everything's up in the air. I mean, people are worried, people are panicking, like misinformation's being floated around out there. The talent's writing letters begging for Scott back. It feels like Anthem has gone tone deaf because the reasons that we got just don't feel like reasons that Scott D'Amore should have been let go. And I'm a firm believer in we need the truth or we need Scott back, period. There is nothing else to discuss. There is absolutely nothing else to discuss as it pertains to the fans versus Anthem in this situation. We don't want to hear it. Either give us the truth as to why he was really let go. Otherwise, we're going to think that you guys are full of crap and we want him back. Now, if you give us the truth, the actual truth, and it's something that we can understand and say, okay, we love Scott and all of that, but for this reason, we get it. For this reason, we understand. For this reason, we'll just have to accept it. Either way, we're just going to have to accept it. But you do know the fans have a way of eventually turning on an entire organization. And I think this is the kind of thing that could do just that. So I think to keep the peace around the community, I think it's in Anthem's absolute best interest to give us the truth. All right? Or just eat crow and bring Scott back. One or the other. We don't care which one you decide. It is what it is. But we start the show off with Speedball Mike Bailey versus Steve Macklin. Now, on its surface, this wouldn't really seem like a match that would slap, but that's exactly what happened here, man. That's exactly what happened. I feel like Steve Macklin was, I'll say, okay, so when I first started watching TNA, I'm sitting there looking like, oh my God, Steve Macklin? This guy's one of the Forgotten Sons? Who gives a shit? And he was the champion. I'm like, this guy's the world champion? How am I supposed to get into this shit? Is Steve Macklin lighting the world on fire? No, man. No, he's not out there, fucking Kenny Omega in the whole industry, But I find Steve Macklin first and foremost believable, good on the mic, and solid, very solid in the ring. And I just enjoy what he does. I enjoy what Steve Macklin is doing, man. I can't sit here and say he's like one of the best in the world. I can't sit here and say he's better than your favorite, but I will confidently say if you have not watched Macklin work, not just in the ring, but working a few promos and everything like that, if you have not witnessed that, you're missing out because the guy is good. The guy is solid. All right. And he's pretty much nailed everything he's been given, at least while I've been watching from TNA. So for that alone, I feel like Steve Macklin is a little underrated in what he's doing. So if you're unaware of it, I would take another look at Steve Macklin, man. He's doing some pretty good stuff out there. All right. Speedball Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is Mike Bailey. If you know Mike Bailey, you know Mike Bailey is solid in the ring. He can use some help in the charisma department, if I'm being honest, the charisma promo area, you know. But like we always do, man, like I've always done for you guys, I'm going to call it the way that I see it. And I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be honest. All right. And I think Mike Bailey is fantastic in the ring, but he could definitely use some improvement on some other things. But for what he is being asked to do here, kills it. Because him and Steve Maclin goes out and puts on a fantastic show, man. Mike Bailey, he starts unloading with kicks to start the show. You know, then they spill to the outside where they duke it out and are nearly counted out. Like right away, they almost get double counted out. Zachary Wentz takes out Bailey's leg behind the ref's back. So, if you guys don't know, the Rascals, Wentz and Miguel, are in cahoots. There's that word again. In cahoots with Steve Maclin. They got a little trios thing going on, you know. They've been backing each other up. It's been gang warfare as of late in TNA, and maybe you do need someone to watch your back. So they have Steve Maclin, and Maclin has the Rascals. I'm kind of liking the pairing right there. All right, but after that, they get back inside. Maclin continues to target that left leg on the apron. He continues to target the left leg, but then on the apron, they trade chops until Bailey sweeps Maclin's legs from up under him. When Maclin avoids double knees, he knocks Bailey to the floor with a spear through the ropes. Trey Miguel tries to distract, allowing Maclin to hit Mayhem for All for a near fall. Bailey pulls out more kicks until Maclin hits a buckle bomb. And this buckle bomb, man, it had me feeling like the, God, what was it? The Seth Rollins buckle bomb. The Seth Rollins buckle bomb against, I believe it was Kane, when Kane ended up getting hurt. And this one was kind of reminiscent of that. It was like, oh man, it was rough. It was rough. And a lot like the Balor one, too, where his shoulders took a lot of the brunt trying to catch those, the ropes. Well, Balor was trying to catch the railing. But, you know what I mean? It was a buckle bomb is not like a super high impact move, nothing like that. But not done right, it can kind of leave you out there. And it kind of felt like this, but everything was fine. Bailey counters with a Poison Rana, but doesn't land the ultimate weapon. Maclin hits the KIA for the pinfall. Steve Maclin with the win. Like I said, it was a quick, exciting match. You know, it really was. You know, impactful. I mean, no pun intended. It's kind of straight to the point. Maclin had to get the win because of this. After the match, Maclin grabs the microphone, cuts a promo on the wanted man, Nick Nemeth. All right, he says Nick Nemeth is being a leech, which is why he's moving on. He thinks Nick Nemeth is just here to pad his career and to get himself ready to move on somewhere else. He says Nick Nemeth is not really all about TNA, man. He said Nick Nemeth ain't about that life, bruh. He said Nick is just trying to here to get himself over, then take off and be gone, and that's what he wants to do. So Steve Maclin is doing God's work in TNA. He is here to save this business from Dolph Nemeth. But then Nemeth appears on the Titantron from New Japan. And he announces he is not there tonight or that night. He's not there because he was busy off in Japan winning the IWGP Global title. He then challenges Macklin to a singles match at Sacrifice. Now, I have a question. What's the difference in the global champion and the world champion? I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, outside the arena, Gia Miller informs Frankie Kazarian that he is suspended. My boy Frankie is suspended. Apparently, the higher-ups in Anthem has some kind of problem with Frankie Kazarian attacking the referee. Didn't know that was a rule. But what are you going to do? So, Frankie's pissed, you know. Frankie's mad as hell. This was Santino's call, actually, not Anthem. Gia Miller told him he couldn't enter the building. He was barred. He had to go back home, right? And then Frankie said, "Oh, well, I didn't know you were Santino's little errand messenger all of a sudden." All right? But that's cool. I got a little message for you to send back to Santino. Not going to lie. At that moment, I was pretty sure that Gia Miller was about to get her ass kicked. And I was here for it, man. I thought she was about to get her ass kicked. Frankie said, he said, I got a message for you to send to Santino. I'm like, okay, get her. Get her. And all he says was, do you think this is the right idea? Do you really think this is the right thing to do? You know, and Gia sitting there just shaking in the boots, you know, and then everybody parts ways. Gia didn't get a beat down. You know, oh well, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Laredo Kid versus Jake something. This was a match. I mean, I don't know. This was just to get Jake something some ring time, to be honest with you, man. The Laredo Kid controls the pace early on and sends Jake to the outside. Jake catches Kid and plants him with a power bomb on the floor. That was a pretty brutal spot. Brutal spot. Something caught Kid from the inside of the ring, and then he smashed him with a sit-out power bomb. It was a sit-out power bomb onto the floor. That was pretty nasty. I will say. They end up getting back inside. Laredo rebounds and lands a missile drop kick. Spike DDT on the Jake something, but he kicks out at 1. Something pulls out into the void out of nowhere, which is the like a boss man slam. Done very well by Jake. Very nice boss man slam. 1, 2, 3. Jake something gets the win. Tis what it is. But Jake something has a mission. All right. And this is why they brought out Jake, to keep Jake strong. Jake says this year he will be the X Division Champion, bruh. He said he will be X Division Champion this year. I think that goes against Mustafa Ali's political agenda, if I'm being honest. But we'll see how that goes. Backstage, Alan Angels hosts the sound check with his guest tonight, Khan. This was, I don't know. This is an ongoing talk show, and this is not the best. I mean, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? Angel says he bought the best security that money can buy since the last segment ended in chaos. Allen expressed how proud he is of Khan, as they are both doing awesome stuff. Khan is sitting there for some reason with an absolute stick up his ass. He's just angry It just feels like he's being angry just to be angry. It kind of made no sense. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about, because Angel's just like, trying to like be cool with him. He's being a dick too, because they're both heel and all that stuff. But I don't know, just kind of being a dick for no reason. Khan reminds him that he's the baddest man in TNA. The lights flicker and then PCO appears right away. PCO shoves Angels to the ground and starts fighting with Khan, and the camera's cut. So PCO is not dead, even though Khan left him like handcuffed to the rail, not the railing, but the structure at the pay-per-view entranceway. I don't know. Clearly they're headed for another match. We'll see how that goes. Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
And Rich Swann take on the team of Diener and AJ Francis. AKA Flop Dollar. Flop Dollar in the house. Shout out to Flop. Hendry cuts a promo before the action gets started. Joe Hendry, then I really don't understand what the goal was for TNA when they brought in AJ Francis, if all they were going to do is immediately focus on the biggest lowlight of his career. I would think that if you're going to invest money in someone and bring them in to work for you, the first thing you want to do is try to erase the horrible stuff they've done in the past. Nope. TNA said, let's double down on them shits. Flop Dollar, all of the usual suspects, and as it pertains to ripping on AJ Francis, it all worked. But the match begins. Swann is dominated at first before he pulls out a drop kick to counter Diener. So Diener starts the match. I just want to point that out first. We get Diener and Swann to start the match, right? Hendry tags in and wrestles Diener briefly before Francis gets the tag in. All right. Francis hits Diener with a running knee strike into the corner. After he did his, obligatory shoulder block thing. That's like his thing. He does the shoulder block and he, jizzes a little bit on himself. Blah! Yeah. Hendry manages to lift Francis up, but only for a second before collapsing. He's a big boy. Swann and Diener return off of hot tags as Swann lands several kicks. Swann hits the handspring cutter and tags out. Hendry hits Diener with the standing ovation choke slam for the win. Winners, Joe Hendry and Rich Swann. Now, as you keep that in mind, you heard all of the action that Flop Dollar got in this match. This dude spent most of that match on the apron or on the outside on the floor. Okay, keep this in mind. This is AJ Francis' first match in TNA. His first match. And what they do, they hit him in a tag team match with 3 capable wrestlers. And then he didn't even see much action in the ring. Then he wasn't even involved in the decision. He did like 3 spots, I think. Tops. Top dollars. He did about 3 spots, and he sat around and just watched the other 3 guys actually work. All right, keep that in mind. Now, side note, former WWE superstar AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar, is set to make his debut in TNA Wrestling. This is news coming from WrestleZone. Francis made his debut appearance at TNA Hard to Kill. He's set to make his in-ring debut for the promotion. That's the match that just happened this Thursday. Now, Francis recently took to Twitter to comment on his TNA wrestling debut. And AJ Francis claims that his debut will be the greatest match that an AJ has wrestled in TNA history. Let that sink in for a second. Now I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. AJ Francis said that his debut match, which happened on Thursday, the one I just told you about, we did about 3 spots and then laid down and slept and hung out on the apron. That match will be the greatest match that an AJ has ever wrestled in TNA. Wow. Wow. Now look, I agree. That you are supposed to have confidence when you're out there. I'm the best to ever do it. You're supposed to have an aura of confidence, okay? But to go out there and specifically say, even from a heel standpoint, because of Flop Dollar's history, to go out there and say that you are going to have a better match than any AJ in TNA history makes you look like a complete buffoon. An absolute buffoon. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I'm the best ever. I'm going to go out there and kick some ass tonight. Fair enough. The best that we get a vignette from Decay. Decay is this fucking guy. Decay, Rosemary and Havoc, is not happy. Why aren't they happy? Because they lost their damn tag team knockout championships, man. They are not happy. They are not happy. Rosemary and Havoc had a lot to say. A lot of dark androgynous stuff. But basically, they ain't done. Said they want their shit back. They told MK Ultra, watch their backs, basically, in their own language. So, next up, we have Mustafa Ali's inauguration ceremony. Oh, this was so good. This was so good, man. The Good Hands, Jason Hotch, John Schuyler, they come out and they give an introduction for Mustafa Ali and his campaign. They give an introduction for him. He comes out. He has his Secret Service agents. Once again, they're talking to someone in the back. I don't know who, but they got my man covered, man. Mustafa Ali comes out looking clean. Fucking clean, man. You should have seen this guy come out pressed, bro, with his X Division title. Man, this guy is going to be a star in this company, man, without a shadow of a doubt. Ali comes out and he proclaims, we did it. We did it. We accepted change. And we made the X Division great again. Ooh, that made me cringe a little bit. But I see what he's saying. I get it. Just, ugh. All right. He said, we're going to make the X Division great again. Shortly after, Chris Sabin comes out and interrupts the whole damn party. Ruins everything. What's wrong with this guy? He lost fair and square. Right? That's how I remember it. He interrupts and challenges Ali to step away from the podium and talk to him like a man. He said, just come from around that podium, bruh. Talk to me like a man. Sabin says he would still be champ if not for the good hands. I don't remember that. Foggy memory. That's not my recollection of how that match ended. Not at all. All right. Ali says that this is why I love Ali. He says that that is a slanderous accusation. It's a slander. That's slander, bruh. The good hands tackle Sabin, leading to Kushida and Kevin Knight clearing the ring. The Secret Service got in there and rushed Ali out, bruh. They whooshed this dude out like Lee Harvey Oswald just entered the arena, bruh. They got this guy out of there quick. Let's see. Kevin Knight and Kushida came out, cleared the ring as Ali's security escorts him out. You know, they got to get him out. They got to protect his safety, bruh. So it would appear that we were gonna be looking at 6-man tag of Ali in the good hands versus Chris Sabin and Kushida and Kevin Knight. Should be good. Should be good. George Iceman, or Iceman George Gervin. It's the only thing that comes to my mind. And, George Gervin comes out and he introduces Trash by Elegance. Trash by Elegance comes out and announces that Trash will be competing next week. So we are definitely going to be treated with another Trash match next week. Can't wait. We have a #1 contenders match. Tasha Steelz versus Zaya Brookside. Not bad. Not a bad match. But I have concerns, though. I have concerns. We'll get into it. Zaya unloads with strikes before Steelz hits the pump kick. Jordan Grace is shown backstage watching, awkwardly and sideways. How you have to watch a wrestling match in pro wrestling. All right. Brookside hits a takedown out of the corner, followed by a drop kick and a cross body. Cover attempt. Steelz turns things around and stomps on Zaya in the corner. Tasha applies a headlock until Zaya pulls out. I paused. Pulls out a clothesline and broken wings in the corner. She goes for the Brooksy bomb, but manages to kick Steelz to the floor instead. Sliding drop kick to the floor, followed by a running neck breaker. They continue throwing punches as the ref counts them out. We have a double countout in a #1 contenders match. So what do you think that means? Triple threat. I'll take the double countout over the champion comes out, interferes, and then gets thrown into a triple threat. I mean, geez, this was at least smarter than that. Jordan Grace comes out, basically grabs the mic and says, I'll take on both you bitches at the pay-per-view. So we'll be getting a triple threat match Tasha Steelz, Zaya Brookside versus the juggernaut Jordan Grace. I feel like there's a problem with the TNA Knockouts division for the first time. At least for the first time to my knowledge, man. It appears that their division is looking a little scarce. They just lost Deonna Purrazzo to AEW. They just lost Trinity back to the E. Jordan Grace is still there. She just beat Giselle Shaw. What is left? What is left in the Knockouts division for Jordan Grace? There is literally nothing left for her, really. There really is not. For the first time in a very long time that I can recall, the Knockouts division is looking a little thin. I think they lost 2 major players way too close to each other. And that cannot be a good thing, man. They still have Killer Kelly, Masha. They have some women that they can build up. Danny Luna. They have some women they can build up. But the fact is, they're not there yet. They're not there yet. And at the top of the mountain stands Jordan Grace, and there's no one even near her right now. And to me, that sounds like a problem, man. That sounds like a problem. But, again, the Knockouts division is not the focus of TNA right now. Right now, it's leadership and management. So, they have time. Maybe everything will work itself out. But in the meantime, they need to resupply that women's division, man. Eric Young and ABC versus The System. This was nice. A little chaotic, but this was nice. Eric Young and Myers start off. Bay comes in, but ends up cornered by The System. All right. Alicia gets involved while Ace is legal. Heading into the break, Alicia continues to pull Ace against the rope as The System trade tags. Ace remains the damsel in distress for a few more minutes as EY and Bay grow frustrated over their tactics. Eddie and EY receive hot tags as EY hits a neck breaker. Myers is then slammed onto Eddie and EY goes for the pin. You have a kick out. Eddie and EY trade chops in the center before Bay and Moose get tagged in. Bay lands a kick as Moose is tangled in the ropes. Bay launches out, but Moose catches and slams him on the apron. Myers spears Ace on the apron. EY dives through the ropes. Inside, Moose pump kicks Bay, but Ace makes the save. ABC double team Moose with kicks. 1-2 sweet connects, but Eddie breaks the cover. Myers super kicks EY off the apron. Ace kicks Myers out. Moose pump kicks Ace. Alicia gets on the apron, and Moose drop kicks Bay. Eddie hits the backpack stunner for Myers to hit the elbow drop. Myers pins Chris Bay. Winners of this match, The System. Guys, you gotta have trust in the system. You gotta have the trust in the system. If you don't have trust in the system will fail you. See what I did there? This was a nice little match, man. This was a nice little match. I'm not a fan of a tag team champions taking the pin right there. That's not cool. But it is a very, very, very rare thing. And they did take the pin to, the world champions faction. So it gives them a little more credibility. It gives them a little more juice. This is the top heel faction in the company right now. So I can understand it. It's not the end of the world for me. I can deal with it. Pretty good match. Pretty good match. Pretty good show. They set up their next pay-per-view. They, just made things flow together and make sense. Everything makes sense coming out of the pay-per-view. They wrapped up a couple of things that happened in the pay-per-view, and then they started setting up the next pay-per-view. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for, So that is going to be it for today's show, guys. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. I appreciate you so much for coming out on this impromptu stream. I really should have stick to my schedule as much as I could have, but I did the best that I could. My apologies. What can you do, man? So don't forget, tonight, Collision post-show review live. The debut of the new look of the channel will be here. Follow me on X at Chitown Smark. Follow me on Instagram at the real Chitown Smark. Guys, that is it. Because I'm looking here and no, there are no super chats. There we go. Guys, I will see you guys later tonight. Make sure you are here. Don't miss out. And I will see you guys next time.